Memes, the DNA of the soul, and the very thing that introduced me to Metal Gear Rising. I'm sure you've seen these memes on the internet before, and if you haven't played the game, you were probably confused. Even though I haven't played any other Metal Gear games, I decided to buy this game in November while there was a sale, and now I'm absolutely hooked into the series. After beating the game, I can say that Metal Gear Rising is one of my favorite hack and slash games with many reasons why. Now the game's story isn't a total masterpiece, but the concept is simple and easy to grasp. The main theme of the game is mostly on the topic of free will and control, and you can see that in its characters, both the protagonist and some of the antagonists. Some are controlled by their programming or even their own past, but the game shows the importance of forging your own path, and even those paths can either be destructive or positive. However, that also lies in the perception of the individual. But who's to judge the right from wrong is one of the lyrics in the song It Has to Be This Way, and it plays during the fight between Raiden and Armstrong. Raiden's goal is to protect the weak from the corrupt system, while Armstrong's is to burn the weak in order to build a society where people fight for themselves. And I absolutely love that type of conflict because you could see both sides of the story, and see how even those with positive intentions can be seen as quote-unquote evil. But other than the story, I also like how goofy the game can be and not 100% serious. Like Raiden trying to blend in with only a poncho and a sombrero, or Armstrong looking under his legs to find Raiden. The game doesn't force comedy down your throat. It's the very subtle things that give Metal Gear Rising its humor, and taking the humor without adding any context to it is what sparked the memes in the first place. Now what really got me hooked for Metal Gear Rising is of course its music choice. The music alone actually makes you feel like you're a part of the story as Raiden slicing through enemies. And I absolutely love games that has the type of music that describes a certain character or situation that you're playing. It can really reveal a true intent of a character or showcase a person's past and also their true objective. The enemies you fight as Raiden all have their unique soundtracks that play in the background during the fight, and by listening to the lyrics of the soundtrack, you learn so much about the enemy that it spares the time of the story needed to understand them. For example, you fight a wolf with a chainsaw tail obedient to its master, but with the music, you learn that it struggles to gain free will without being terminated. Another example is Jetstream Sam, where his song displays that he doesn't know why he fights, he just does it because that's what he knows. I can go on and on about each character, but I think it's best to listen for yourself. Again, with the recurring message of forging your own path and following it, I can say that message alone has inspired me to start taking more control in my life, because it does such a good job portraying that message through its characters and the situations they go through. And the music transitioning through instrumental to vocal during certain phases of the battle is probably my favorite thing in any video game. It shows that the battle has now gotten more serious, or that you're very close to beating the boss. If there are any other games that do this, please let me know immediately. Now, on to gameplay. Its gameplay is challenging compared to regular games as it emphasizes getting good with combos, as with others in the hack and slash genre. But the combat mechanic lets you combo easily with either heavy, light, or sprint attacks. Unlike other hack and slash games, you have many other equipment to take out the enemies. A simple yet addicting moveset of the game is the Zandetsu. If you've played Fruit Ninja before, well, imagine that as a gameplay mechanic. The Zandetsu lets you slice through enemies' vital points in slow motion, and if done perfectly, you regain health while also showing a cool animation. And this of course allows you to fight for hours on end. Whenever I would even get the slightest chance, I wouldn't wait to use the Zandetsu. As we're already on the topic of the combat system, let's talk about parrying. If by any chance you're in the progress of beating Rising and you haven't mastered parrying, then you'll definitely have fun with him. I think we can all say that parrying in almost any video game is satisfying, since it makes you feel like you're going ultra instinct even though you've probably spammed the parry button before the enemy even thought of attacking. but with the perfectly timed parry, you gain the chance to perform the Zandetsu, which is a great combination when it comes to gameplay mechanics. All in all, the story, the music, and the gameplay all flow well together, that if one was missing, it wouldn't have the great ratings it got. Sometimes I even go back to certain chapters of the game even after completing the story. And so if you haven't experienced Metal Gear Rising for yourself, then I seriously suggest you check it out. Without this game, I wouldn't have become interested in Metal Gear Solid as a whole. Thank you for watching, and I will catch you all next time in the After Hours.